I was wondering if you guys could talk a little bit more about this title, Beyond Leaky Pipelines, right? That invokes the metaphor, I guess, of leaky pipelines. And so I was hoping you could speak a little bit more to why it might be a problematic metaphor, which is where the direction of the volume seems to be going, how it might be reconceptualized, why our discipline in general might need better metaphors to speak about these issues.
Well, I would start by saying that metaphors are important and they structure how we think about the world, and they also have policy implications for how we address problems. So the leaky pipeline metaphor is essentially a way of understanding a scientific career. And it's a series of stages, whether you are earning your BA, your master's, your PhD, being hired at a company, being tenured, earning other promotions. And the idea is that it's sort of this set, rigid path that we all sort of flow through. And it's a way of conceptualizing how people sort of get from the start to the end of their sort of career within their discipline. But what people have found is that not everyone who starts in the pipeline makes it to the end. So this is what it's meant by saying that the pipeline leaks. And what's been found is that it often leaks women. It often leaks members of the LGBTQIA community and others belonging to marginalized groups. And we think this metaphor is problematic for a couple of different reasons. The sort of fixity and linearity and rigidity of the pipes really suggests that we all have similar experiences in undergrad, in grad school, in our employment, and we do not. I think it's problematic to suggest that we all have the same experience. And perhaps most importantly, pipes are lifeless. They don't do much. They just they're these empty conduits that just funnel things. So for us, the real issue was that it's suggesting that nobody's really at fault. There's no active decisions going on, that leaks are sort of normal and natural. We're talking about gravity. What are you going to do about it? And that instead of substantive change, we just need to perhaps patch the leaks and make small changes, maybe try to increase input at the beginning of the pipe, or maybe try to force people to flow through more forcefully. And for us, those really didn't seem like good interventions. So we actually think that a garden metaphor makes a lot more sense as a way of conceptualizing individuals in the discipline.
It also struck me when we first talked, Sarah and Sam, about the issue that that so many pipelines are about transporting oil and noxious substances, and that they are tools of colonial and capitalist extraction from the land. And so one of the things that I really loved about thinking about this issue with you from the beginning was getting away from the idea of pipelines as the thing that our discipline should be mimicking in any way, that we should be about like pumping things across the land, often against the will of communities that are impacted by that work. And so I'll just tell you that in my own work, in my own life, and with the journal as well, I've tried to get away from pipeline metaphors as well. So when I talk about maybe Maureen and Tiffany, I don't know if you've noticed or can attest, but in our meetings about our upcoming issues and articles for the journal, I've really taken a lot of what you consider in the issue to heart, and I've tried to think about the journal itself as a stream, or as something that is growing, things that are in development, things that are brewing, rather than thinking about our publication pipeline or thinking about my own publication pipeline. So thanks for challenging that concept as a whole, because I think that it applies to the field as a whole. And as you say, Sarah, metaphors matter, and so what we're trying to be like matters. And so, you offer us alternative ways of thinking about this that I think help us consider if what we're trying to do is to pump and generate, or if what we're trying to do is to grow and share and harvest.